So the last bit, or almost the last bit, would be evaluating the argument in writing. Oh, and that is on the back of the sheet that had the graphic organizer. And that is kind of an introduction to how you can use these frames for writing, which provides a model for the students when they're just beginning to either write a paragraph, which you can see in the first one. Let's pull this out here. So for the beginning and intermediate readers, they're choosing. Someone makes the most effective argument. And are people familiar with the extended response on the reading language arts question? Yes. This is what they have to do. They're going to be given an argument on each side, and they have to write which is the most effective argument. And what I am stressing over and over with the students is it's not about which one you agree with. And this is another thing that I think we have to start really stressing with the students when they walk in the door. They can have a one-sentence argument, or you probably need 2 sentences to do this, but it's not about which one you agree with. And they will want to talk all day, and I acknowledge that. I say, I care what you think. I say, we'll set it aside 10 minutes at the end of class or the beginning of class to hear what you think about the issue, but the GED doesn't care. And they want to know which argument is most effective, and you have to have the reasons why. You know, the fallacies, the evidence, all of that. And your most beginning readers, your even not readers, can understand that. But this starts giving them this language that they won't be able to use right away in writing, but that blank makes the most effective argument. You just showed the machine that's grading the GED, or a person who's grading the GED, that you're going to answer the question they asked. You're not going to write an essay about something else. And then you can see this. And this is just an example. It's a little different for the advanced readers. And you can obviously cater this to what your students are capable of doing. And you can get it even to be several paragraphs long, a whole paragraph on what's effective and then why the argument isn't effective. But it gives them a frame for doing that. The very last thing, and I should explain that I didn't even look at the class. I hope we're okay. I'm sorry. I should explain, because I don't think we said this before, that I'm almost done presenting my lesson. Megan is going to present her lesson, and then we have time for a little panel or duo there to ask both of us questions.
And you get a break.
Okay.
You're going to break.
And there's a break. So you're going to do that. Okay. So I just wanted to share with you one other thing. This would be really for your highest levels learners, but again, you could think about how you would level it in a different way. Do you actually want to do this, Megan? I'm sorry. I'm so used to doing this in class that I'm taking over here. Okay. So this is an excerpt from a speech that Attorney General Holder gave in favor of restoring voting rights. And when you have a chance to read this, you'll notice that he gives this very heartfelt argument at the end of his speech about how we're striving for a more perfect union and everyone should be able to vote. And I've asked the students to write a paragraph explaining why he concluded his remarks with this argument. So you can see here, they have to understand what he said, depth of knowledge 1. But getting up to depth of knowledge 3, why does he use this type of language? Why is he making this argument in his speech? And I know this is very difficult writing, and some people might think, it's just too much for the students, but the reason I included it and want to point it out is that, one, we have to give students increasingly more complex materials, and they have to be primary sources and original. But the students at this point, they know, we've talked about the founding documents. They know some of these key phrases, all men are created equal, a more perfect union. And when they see someone arguing and using that in an argument, they really began to understand that this is how you pull on Americans' heartstrings, that this is pathos, that this is why you always see these arguments about the founding documents. And I tell them when they're struggling with reading like this that don't stop when you see, I don't know what a word is in here. I'll pick, well, envision. I don't know, a word that they might not know what it means. Don't stop reading. You don't have to explain what every word is. You don't even have to understand what Attorney General Holder wrote to be able to see that he's using those words from the Declaration of Independence. That you can write in your essay that at the end of his argument, he pulls on America's heartstrings by quoting from the Declaration of Independence. So I want to start giving them these more complex things and show them that you don't have to be able to paraphrase the whole thing to notice different kinds of argumentation. So that's that.